Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gamer Grudge X.
Now, as we head on in, Owl, would you like to read the question?
Sure. So the question we have got going on here is, what is the most interesting character in Animal Crossing?
All right. Let's go with Ryan first.
So I went with Raymond, the business cat. Yeah.
Okay. TJ?
I went with the Sherb, the adorable, kind-hearted, lazy goat villager.
Okay. Two very interesting villager choices. Love to see how this plays out. Ryan, your 3 minutes starts. Well, do we have a clock set?
I got one.
Do we have a timer set?
Yeah, I got one.
Perfect. Ryan, your 3 minutes starts now.
So Animal Crossing is a weird game because I personally don't understand the appeal of playing house in a video game, because that's all Animal Crossing is just capitalism with cute animals. So I figured let's embrace it. This is like Raymond. If you guys look at him, he's like the epitome of a stock bro. Like, he's gonna try to sell me some cryptocurrency. Like, it's just kind of, and apparently he's a cool character. I've only seen him a couple times, like when my wife plays. So for me, it's like, oh, he seems nice, and that's why I think I went with him over like the like your landlord, the bank guy, whatever, because that guy seems like a dick. And I was like, hey, let's go with Raymond, the business cat, because I like cats too, and cats are dope. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Not using the entire time?
No,
all right,
no.
Perfect. All right, reset the timer.
Yep.
And TJ, your 3 minutes starts now.
I mean, himself being a goat kind of just relies on being, hey, the greatest of all time. So like Tom Brady of the Buccaneers, things like that. Like, he is the GOAT. So I mean, he's lazy, but also he gets so excited when you get to talk to him. Minus Ryan's character, which we'll get into in a minute. But like, he still lends a hand. He's gifting villagers of like clothes and fun parts of the game. I don't know what it is, but like with Animal Crossing, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I play this game every single day. This is one of those games that, like, when I play those things, all I want to do is like talk to like real people, real customers, stuff like that, like Sherb. But I'm not going to talk to Ryan's character at all. That guy's a dickhead. He is a business guy. When I come to my guy, he's watering his plants, stuff like that. Like, he's also very sweet. He's always super excited to see you. He talks about food a lot, which is the greatest part of any person you ever run into. You want to exchange recipes, you want to talk about food or anything like that. This guy's like, hey, man, you want to make this? I have a better recipe for that. These type of characters are the guys that pull me in. I don't need someone that has money or has a great office / house, which we'll get into in a minute. But I need someone that's relatable. And this is why Sheriff is the best character in Animal Crossing.
Okay. All right. The 3 minute timer's off, and already looking like some pretty good arguments.
Sure.
In one corner, we got the business techie cat, and in the other corner, we got the food loving goat.
Yeah.
All right. So, with 5 minutes on the clock, Owl, when you're set with that, let me know.
I'm ready when you are.
All right. You know the rule. You know the gist, gentlemen. Let's grudge.
Your goat's a cool character. I'm not going to dispute that. He sounds like a nice guy. Bad. Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of leaning into something that like has nothing to do with the game, which is he's a goat, he's the goat, which is just more like a sports term, not really like a term for Animal Crossing. I don't know. I think I went with Raymond because he gives some good rewards. Apparently, when you like reach certain levels, he gives you sparkle stones, which seem important.
He goes well stream. So like his entire home is an office, making work part of his entire personality, right?
Yeah.
My guy's chilling. He's excited when you come up and talk to him. If I go to Raymond, I'm like, hey Raymond, how's it going with rashes? Raymond's gonna be like, you know what? I had to go. I have a business meeting right now. You know what I mean? My dude, Cherub's gonna be like, hey man, those rashes they're ripening great. We can actually make some pretty good things out of these. Your guy is so based on a business personality. Santa Claus, Tim Allen, boom. That's what I'm talking about. Like he's so obsessed with that.
I mean, that's just the surface level stuff, man. He's a new villager that is here to like make the game experience more fun. And this is something that's weird for me because like when I see the word smug, I'm like, oh, they're a dick. But no, apparently in Animal Crossing, the smug villagers are actually cool. So I guess he isn't a dick, which is just weird to me, man, because it's like that's the wrong terminology. You shouldn't be calling them smug then, but that's just me. Like I'm not the one who's put 2,000 hours into this game like some people. Like I'm like, dude, what? What? But nah, like he's a nice, polite gentleman character, and that's cool. Like I'm a little bit like your goat guy, which is probably why I don't mess with him because it's like I don't know, it's like the sameness. So I want something a little bit different. I'm not a business cat. I'm a laid back goat, so it's cool to hang out with a business cat though.
But unless you're like an asshole, what's the business in middle management, which he deals with all the time? Like, why are we even like discussing? And also, there's a TikTok that makes Raymond super racist.
See, you can't blame the game for that though. That's just TikTok kids doing fucked up things. Like Raymond's not racist. The kids are racist.
Playing this game, Ryan. We know. Me and you, we love this game, right?
Yes, it's a great game.
We play it all the time. But the TikTok kids, man, they make it what it is, and Raymond does not come out on top. But my guy, the GOAT, real chill, really real laid back. Like if I came up to you on a regular day basis and just kind of try to have a conversation with you, you are your character, right? And I'm
and I'm basing it
on
what
down right away. You might think I'm asking for money. You're like, my character would be like, I want to talk to you. I want to know what your story is. Even if you have a high class persona, which your character does, and my character is very low class, my character wants to know all about you. Your character would kick my character.
He wants to help me out, man. He wants to help us all out. He's a good dude. There's memes, man. There's memes about my cat. Me.
And also, cats are fucking great. My cat.
Cats are great, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we love cats on this podcast and etc. Like cats are the best. So
all I'm saying is like my character doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Your character has to choose. Minus if they have, because of their stature where they are, has to do that. It's up to them. But like my character, I feel like if my goat was in your position and your character was in the goat's position, they'd be two different characters. Like my character would accept the flaws and the downfall of the people. Your character, even if he was in Goat's position, which is the greatest of all time, would probably shit on regular people walking by them.
I don't think he would, man. I think he's a chill cat. Everything I've read, he seems like a cool dude who helps you out with bells and Chinook miles and like real life money. He's that good of a businessman, even though Nintendo's like, hey, don't do real life money, kids. That's kind of messed up. It's a video game. But yeah, like just he seems cool and like he's a down to earth business guy that's probably going to try to sell you crypto. It's like the drawback. Nobody's perfect. Your
character, Planet to Plant, Ryan, this is just for you.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Thank God.
Okay. Well, for a game about being chill, that wasn't a very chill grudge match.
One of the most trill. This is why you guys got to like gear the questions to the fighters a little bit.
Championship.
All right. So, to be honest, I don't exactly have a question. Owl, do you have one? If not, that's okay.
Do you get anything special for being friends with your character?
I had to check if at like each level at like so starting at like 7 to 9 and then 15, 20, it goes up every 5. He rewards the player, so that's a pretty nice bonus, man. He's hooking you up.
The whole thing is that my character gives you a warmier, like more comfort.
What's your goat's first name? Because there's a lot of goats when I looked up goat ones.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Herb.
goats. Which
Herb.
goat? Herb?
Sure.
Sherb. You got a picture right here, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, Sherb is a great character. He's just one of those guys that like makes you feel. He's like the guy when you're walking your dog down the street and your dog's getting real wild. He's like, "Oh, just get behind him. You got to make him know he's in charge, but not really in charge." He's the guy that you just rely on. You're not worried about doing anything weird on the internet, but he'll protect you.
Do you get any in-game swag for being friends with him?
No, but his horns look like soft serve ice cream.
They do.
He has an adorable house with cute decor, which is important in the game where you literally just build, decorate, and maintain an island.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very cute, guys. Play Animal Crossing.
I'm tell you what. I tell you what right now. I didn't read that off of anything. Great actor. Someone's supposed to say something now.
Please. Not me and TJ anymore.
Crimson Shooter, do you have any questions or anything?
Yeah.
Did we lose you?
No, because the way the question works is it's just one good question between each of them. So that's why I'm asking. Owl, who do you think won? Based on the argument.
I mean, the most interesting character for me would have to be the cat. Just due to like it's just a different sort of playable character. I mean, I've not played Animal Crossing, but I've seen like people play it and seen a lot of things. And I guess there are different ways of playing it.
I love the game. I play it all the time.
But I just feel like the cat brings something a little bit more new to the, even if they're like the whole business management, like middle class, like, oh, let me sell you some crypto. It's slightly different than the whole, plant, grow, here's some recipes, cook some shit up type thing. That's just my take on it.
Okay, so you feel Ryan won.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Based on the arguments, that I've heard, Raymond is being portrayed
Racist.
What?
as this kind of.
You cut out completely. I didn't hear anything.
Had away on vacation, but still do. Am I good?
It's a little hit and miss.
Yeah, you cut out for an entire sentence.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. Okay, did fixing my microphone do anything?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Perfect. All right. So the arguments that I'm hearing are that Raymond is a businessman on vacation, still doing work from home, and Sherb is this laid back, live the island life kind of deal.
Smokes mad weed.
This looks so mad.
Sorry.
You know, TJ, you shot with the whole TikTok thing. Ryan, that was actually a perfect counter with the whole,
That's not Raymond's fault.
That is literally just TikTok kids doing TikTok kid things.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with the game.
If you aren't woke with the youth, what are we doing?
Dude, I picture like that, like wrestling meme. Oh, the turn we weren't expecting. TJ pulling out the woke car.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Sherb, I think has been around. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's been around either since the first one or DS.
I will correct you, because I play this game all the time. I know everything about this game. Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
Herb has been around.
Oh, he was introduced. He's a new one.
Brian.
Oh, he's new in this game too. Okay.
Shut up, Brian.
It says he's been in Pocket Camp and New Horizons.
Told you.
Well, Pocket Camp, I think, is like.
Shut up, Brian.
We don't talk about Pocket Camp. Anyway.
The first rule of Pocket Camp, you don't talk about Pocket Camp.
Given what I've heard,
No, it's fair.
I am going to have to go with. I'm actually going to have to give it to TJ.
Ooh. Tie.
Because, and hear me out on this. Not that Raymond is a bad character, but I also get the notion that among the new characters, he was the most overhyped because of one specific little factoid that.
Wait, was that brought up in our arguments though? Like I didn't.
It was not brought up in the arguments. He was overhyped because he's literally, like, I think the only character in the game with heterochromia.
Hey, that's cool.
That makes it interesting, though.
That's a dope thing, man.
Yeah,
cool.
That.
If only TJ would have said that.
Well, actually, here's the thing, Ryan, because that wasn't said, I feel like that kind of didn't bring a whole lot of, because TJ brought up the notion that, yeah, Sherb's horns look like soft serve cones.
You.
Because his name is supposed to be a little shortening of Sherbert.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It's real cute.
So I feel like because he brought up something a bit more unique about his character, that kind of
that's fair.
Left you a little behind.
Okay, that's fair. I just thought you were like saying my character was overhyped because of the eye thing, but that makes sense.
Well, I mean,
what do we do? Do we pull in
Mac?
He's been listening. He just texted me that he was having fun.
Oh, like he's been listening. He's flipping like.
He's playing some game in the background.
He's Netflix and chilling.
I'm actually here. I was doing the whole time. This is some bullshit. I was actually cussing you out in my head, cussing you out from here.
Oh no,
Damn
Max
it.
cussing me out.
I was no, not you. I was cussing Zero out. I was like, why didn't you just pick somebody else? Just not put me in this. Okay, fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Well,
I'm putting you in this position.
you needed, if you'd grabbed another mod, we wouldn't, would be you. You can't get like Trink or somebody on here for a
Well,
hot second.
Trink is out of town. Trink is
Oh.
out of town, and Zach
Come on,
is
man. You want
busy.
me to put it? I'll
Zach
put
is
it.
busy. So yeah. Zach is busy with
Zach is
He's
trashed, okay?
Zach is
What about-
impartial. Zach is in the Zach. Don't say Zach is trash.
Yeah,
wanna say
that's what
I
he told
say
me.
he's-
I think
I'm
that's
the
what
only
he
one
fucking
that
told me he was doing
trash.
tonight.
What about Mustachio?
It's okay.
That show's busy too.
They didn't hear.
Oh,
Nobody else
damn.
heard it, so we're stuck with Mac. Mac, make a ruling.
Okay, look. I
Use
heard
your
the whole
gamer
argument.
grudge stick.
You know, okay, look. I admit, I kind of want to say that I did like the Tom Brady references, because he is the GOAT.
See, this is
God.
crap, man.
Oh my God.
That was
nothing to do with
appealing
the
to-
argument.
That was appealing to me. Nah, I'm just
And on
playing. Look,
purpose.
Yeah, but the argument towards that was that it had nothing to do with the actual
no, I know.
game.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm
Okay.
You're
not
fine, man. You're
Okay.
fine.
The question isn't what is the best character. The question is what is the most interesting character. So
Yeah.
calling him a racist is nothing to do with the fucking moral of everything. I'm not Zach. I'm not dealing with fucking morals. So that don't fucking die with me. So
TJ's attempt to use the woke chair has failed.
yeah, it did not. It failed. It don't faze me. So I literally took that in consideration. I don't give a fuck about what you did. It's about the interesting character. In my eyes, TJ also, when he brought up the racist card, it also hurt him because to me, if they're making memes about the person, then why in the fuck is that person not interesting enough? You gotta be interesting enough to make memes. I mean, we love Bully McGuire. Bully McGuire is a meme, and they're still doing that shit. And that movie sucked. And Bully McGuire is just interesting as hell, and they're doing it everywhere. And we want it in the new. And you can say what you want, TJ. We want Bully McGuire in the new Spider-Man. We want that meme in there somehow because it's stupid.
I'll find a way. I'll find a way to bully him. It's okay.
You'll find a way to put him in that damn movie. You know he's in that movie somewhere. So for this, going by the argument and the question itself, Ryan has to get this point in mind.
This evening. Let me look around, try to get that gallery view going. Okay, nope.
No, this is pre-tape. I'll put it up later.
All right. Question for this evening is, what is the best handheld Mega Man title? And you know what? I'm hosting. Eric, you go first.
I went with the same answer that I went for the best Mega Man Battle Network game, and that is Mega Man Battle Network 2.
Yeah, I seem to remember pulling a few things out of that hat trick that kind of brought it down in that episode. But
Well, Mac.
all right, Mac, what'd you choose?
Mega Man, powered up.
Oh God, I'm deaf.
Yeah. So can you hear me now?
Terribly sorry to
What?
headphone users.
You told me you
Alright.
can hear me,
Well,
Trink.
I guess Mac's answer was if he deafens the judges, then he's definitely going to win.
He's definitely gonna win.
Oh my God!
Shut up, Eric.
All right,
Everybody cringe.
can we get
Eric,
3
before-
minutes on the
before
clock,
we
please?
start- Before we start, Eric, I want to say, still love you, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill you.
No, this is gonna get interesting.
Oh God!
I'm real excited to tear down Mega Man Powered Up.
Oh God!
This
Alright.
is 3 minutes to argue their point or to argue with each other.
This
Point.
is 3 minutes to expand on their choice and give their argument.
Okay.
I got the timer ready.
All right. Eric, tell us why Battle Network 2 is the best handheld Mega Man game.
Well, first of all, the Mega Man Battle Network series as a whole is the superior Mega Man handheld series in the first place. It is a series from the ground up designed to be handheld. It's an RPG series. It's designed to have PvP with the link cables. Overall, the Battle Network series is designed as a handheld series specifically for the Game Boy, with all the Game Boy-ness that you get from that. Mega Man Battle Network 2 is considered to be one of the better Mega Man Battle Network series games for a multitude of reasons. For the first of all, it is the game that the first Mega Man Battle Network game, it had an idea, and the second Battle Network game expanded that idea. It made the internet locations more unique when there weren't just like the boss areas. It's like it was so easy to get lost in the first Mega Man Battle Network games internet because it was all very samey looking and it all just sort of crossed over each other and you could very easily get lost, where Battle Network 2 streamlined that, made it easier to navigate the internet. It was easy to find all the nice little hidden oddities that you could find on the internet. It had probably one of the most realistic things to ever happen in a Mega Man game, where the second that our protagonist makes it to the equivalency of America, he gets mugged in the airport. Is a thing that happens right out the bat when he heads to America as an unaccompanied minor. He gets mugged. That's what would happen. Straight up. And of all the Battle Network series, it is the one that makes sense for LAN to be all these things because all the events are targeting LAN. So it, and just the idea of this all taking place over summer vacation is another little wrinkle, because it's like it sort of frees it's like you can have the thing that's like just a camping trip with your friends. You can it's like take a trip overseas to do like a weird conference or whatever. It's like you can do all these things and just chill out, not have to worry about having to deal with the constant homework assignments of just being a kid. It's like it's the best vibe of the Battle Network games, in my opinion. And I'll see the rest of my time.
Okay. Good argument for Battle Network 2.
I can't just say the same thing I did last time. Come on. I'd just be repeating myself.
I mean, when it comes to handheld Mega Man games, when aren't you?
Yeah.
So, with that, we will reset the 3 minutes on the clock. And Mac, tell us why Rockman, aka Battle Network Mega Man Powered Up, is the best Mega Man game for handheld.
Well, see, Mega Man Battle Network is a good handheld game. Mega Man Powered Up is arguably not only the best handheld Mega Man game, it is the best original Mega Man game, period. It takes what the originally in the Mega Man game, like let's take a look, because Mega Man NES was hard, frustrating for a lot of gamers. The original Mega Man was very hard and frustrating for a lot of gamers to play. Mega Man Powered Up is literally the reboot of all reboots. It's the example of how to do a reboot correctly. Now, we've seen a lot of reboots. You know, GTA Online did not do well. I mean, GTA, that the Definitive Edition ain't doing too well. We see reboots of certain things. This is a reboot done correctly, the right way. You see, you can do it old style, you can do a new style, you can do the old style and powered up style, which powered up style literally cuts to condense the screen where it's easier for the player to do. Also, there are certain areas where you can get a checkpoint. There's a save state, but unlike the original, the game is basically easier. And if you're one of those hardcore Mega Man fans like me, you can go to old style, you can do a difficulty style and everything. Also, another thing, when you're playing the game itself, when you're playing a level, if you feel like, hey, I want to play Cutman, but I want to make it a little bit harder, you can go ahead and go look. It literally gives you a choice of which mode you want to play, harder, easy or hard. It literally gives you that choice. It's your choice. It lets you play Mega Man the way you want to play it. That's the point. It gives you the choice of how you want to play Mega Man, which is interesting. It gives the player the decision on how to play it. Also, it gives you 2 new bosses, Oil Man and Time Man. Both interesting characters, great. The voice acting, maybe a little cute, maybe a little answer, but it's interesting. It's better, way leagues better than what we heard in different games. Also, I have not talked about the one key process, the thing that makes Mega Man Powered Up one of the best, not only the best handheld games, it's the best, probably one of the best game, period. It allows you to create your own Mega Man level. And it does it right. You can create your own Mega Man level. You can take all the bosses and put them in that level and let you literally create your own. It gives you the creation of how to create. It literally lets you create your own Mega Man level. Anything you want. Also, it has great replay availability because you have to go back and get these chips to let you create certain things. It lets you add new things to create that level. Also, the server, by the way, you fact check this, it's still up. The Mega Man Powered Up server is still up. People are still creating games. Sorry, time's up. Huh?
That is time.
Sorry.
Okay. Compelling arguments on both sides. Now, we all know what time it is. If we can get 5 minutes on, the clock, please.
Got it.
All right, gentlemen. You know the rules. No low blows, but we want to see some blood here. Let's grudge.
Yeah, let's talk about Oil Man here for a second. The Japanese, they have a real sort of kind of blind eye when it comes to designing characters sometimes. And it happened before with the Pokemon Jinx, and it happened once again with Oil Man, where they designed a full black character with nice big red juicy lips.
It was racist. I'll admit that, but they did fix it. Let's go ahead and talk about something in your game in particular. What about the Ice Block chapter?
Yeah, the Ice Block chapter. I love it. I
hate it. The fact that you gotta go through each panel and have to get the code to literally get you to each block, to go through each blocks just to face Iceman. Also, Mega Man Battle Network 2 isn't the best game, because I can literally talk about. Let's talk about Gospel, because Gospel literally pulled a Mega Man 4 here. It's literally Mega Man 4. Literally. Look, Sean is basically Dr. Cossack, but except he was brainwashed. We learned that in Battle Network 3.
Yes, we learned. Yes. I see someone has been coached in this. I see. Also, as an added bonus, I really think Battle Network 3 is way better because Marmu is a character that makes you feel. It makes you try hard helping him, even though the chip challenge is interesting. And speaking of Cossack in 3, that bomb drop of base was just very, very interesting. The chip system is improved in 3. And it's very, the problem with Battle Network in general is the backtracking. That's something that really is annoying about your game. Now, I admit my game does have some different Japanese. I admit that is racist, but they did fix it. Your game does, and I admit your game is probably a handheld game. My game
literally took a game that was probably dead. It was like this guy.
Yes, let's talk about let's talk about that. Yeah, because my game did get a Battle Network 3. Where's Powered Up 2?
It didn't get a Powered Up 2.
Where's Powered Up 2? If it did such a good job of reinventing what Mega Man was, how come they did not take a single goddamn thing from Powered Up and brought it into the next Mega Man game? How come not a single thing from Powered Up made it into the subsequent next 3 Mega Man games?
You know why? Because a lot of people, because at the time, you want to know why?
Everything from Battle Network 2, other than the things from Battle Network 1, was carried forward in the series.
It was on the PSP, and that's why. PSP. And also, like I said, it was on the PSP. What do you sell on the PSP? Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. It literally it got a good score. There's a lot of reviews and a lot of gamers out there and a lot of new Mega Man gamers that look at this game as the best Mega Man game to play. Because they took that in the original NES one, and it was hard, it was difficult, and they looked at this game. It's a blast. It's just everything you want in it and more. My game has replay availability. It lets you do everything you do in your game. You get it done. Okay, it's over. I mean, even in your game, Bass is the Bass, who was the main, who was a unlockable character in the first one, was just terrible. Also, Gospel was an interesting boss, I admit that, but nobody wants to play Treble. Everybody wants to see Bass. We want to see Bass, which you get in 3. You get that
you also
in 3.
get you also fight against
reveals
Bass in 2.
I mean, that's
you
awesome.
also fight against Bass in 2, both the clone Bass that turns into Gospel
Clone Bass, which is what about that
and
battle?
regular
Bass
Bass in the post game. You
What
fight against
that
regular
battle
Bass in the
2?
post game.
Talk about that battle against Bass in 2. Is it interesting? Is it fun? It's
Yeah.
boring.
Bass, it's like Mega Man Battle Network 3 literally copied fighting Bass before the final battle because that's what happened in 2, and then they did it again in 3 because it's something that is great from Battle Network 2.
Yeah, but fighting Bass is even better in 3. And also the story in 3 is better. I mean,
Hey, Mac, what makes fighting Bass in 3 better than in 2?
Because you're fighting Bass, and the story and everything is good. Fighting Bass, the chip system, figuring out how to beat him. He's literally unstoppable, almost unstoppable. You got to figure out a way to beat Bass, and he's tough.
So what is Bass doing in 3?
What's Bass doing in 3?
Yeah, what is Bass doing in 3?
Bass is literally Bass is like in 3 and in 2.
In 3. And what is Bass doing in 3?
His battle system
you're saying what all these things that are better that Bass is doing in 3. What is he doing in 3?
No, he said time.
That's time.
Yep.
That's time, guys.
All right. Man, oh man, there's gonna be some transfusions tonight. All right. So, if I may pull a quick fact check. Eric, you brought up the blackface argument for Oil Man.
Yeah, no, I was mostly being cute. I was mostly being cute. It was never in the international release. I know that.
Yeah, while it was fixed over here, because it was deemed racist, it is technically deemed a stereotype over there and is more associated with Genkiism kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Literally the same thing that was with Jinx.
Yep.
So is it not considered racist overseas, or is it still considered?
It's not considered racist to them.
It's considered a stereotype, effectively.
Yeah.
Which, you know how stereotypes are. They can either be be only one of two extremes, either highly inoffensive or completely offensive. There is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, do either of you have a question? Drink? Owl?
Can I catch it on fire would be mine, but you know.
Okay.
How I feel about Mega Man.
The answer to mine is yes.
Okay. Okay. I think I have a question.
All right.
If you could take one thing from each other's game, like one aspect that you feel made your opponent's game better, and put it into your game, which would you choose? Why would you choose it? Eric, we'll go with you.
What I would choose as I would sort of tweak the build your own Mega Man stage thing, and I would have it be a folder building thing to upload to the internet where you could fight against, you can fight locally against other Mega Men, but to like fight like a sort of AI driven Mega Man using an uploaded full chip folder. I think that would be pretty awesome.
Hey, Mac.
I would like to integrate. I actually would like to have that version. If I could, I would like to have bass in my game. I know it'd be a little early, but it'll be interesting to have that bass in my game. I like to have bass in the game because bass is an interesting character. It'd be cool to have bass in my game. That character would be cool. Having him in my game, letting them be as a playable character, let him be the final boss as a secret boss in your game. You can get a little chip. You can get enough chips and like, oh, bass is here. That'd be cool. Interesting. I like to have a little base of that type of a taco. Yeah. I like to have a taco base. So I like to have that. That would be cool.
I mean, Rockman did have access. It did allow you to play as Proto Man.
Yeah.
I like to see that. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely wouldn't mind seeing base available as like a little secret character that you can have as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us the ability to play as Roll.
Yeah. Different versions of Roll.
Okay.
Are those ones still available? Because I remember looking up long ago, and I think those were all time sensitive.
I believe they were all time sensitive. Yeah. But I think if you have a modded PSP, which Gamer Grudge does not condone the modding of one's systems. Please use your own discretion.
Sony, don't sue us.
We'll just do the point go through. It's a Zimbabwean PSP. it's what Point Crow says anytime that he's playing like a Pokemon map randomizer. It's a Zimbabwean DS.
Okay, so as I was gonna say, there are ways that you can implement codes to unlock all those versions of Roll, even though they were time sensitive, because the files are still in the game. The time sensitivity was just getting a code to unlock the files.
By the way, I hate that shit.
Yeah, on this DLC, but what can you do? Yeah. Almost all DLC is on disc DLC.
Well, when it's release window DLC is on disc DLC.
Yeah.
So anyway, Trink, who did you think won?
Like I said, if I had the option, I'd say burn them both. But I do like Max that it can, make your own levels and stuff. I do love those kind of things. I don't even know why. I get addicted to those things. Even if I don't like the game, I'm like, I'm gonna build dumb shit because dumb shit, right? So I'm gonna give it to Mac because even though I hate all Mega Man, I would do that for hours just because I could.
Yeah, it was effectively Mega Man Maker before Mega Man Maker existed.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 1 point. That's one vote, Mac. Owl, who do you think won?
It's hard because PSPs they're kind of a dying breed, and you can still find Game Boys and pick them up and buy them just about anywhere. You have the create your own Mega Man level, which is fantastic. And if you can get that shit online, like a Mario Maker kind of a thing, then yeah, that would be a really good thing. But from like a handheld thing, I don't know. as a good handheld game, I kind of want to give it to Eric. I don't know much about the Mega Man games, but I'm kind of going over like superior handheld devices, which Game Boys technically are. Even though I've had like 3 or 4 PSPs in my life because they keep dying. I keep losing the cord and they keep getting fucked up. So I'd give it to Eric.
Yeah.
Fair.
The one thing about UMDs, not that universal.
Fair. That's fair.
They chose a very bizarre name to name those things.
Yeah. I just,
Okay.
yeah, I do wish it was on a different system. It was for multiple systems. It
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it was a
Alright,
good
no.
game.
Would have been a great DS game. I'm
It
just gonna
would've.
say.
It
It would have been a
would've.
great
It
DS
would've.
game.
It would have.
The vote comes down to me. Ever made on this show.
hmm
But I'm actually gonna have to give it to Mac.
Oh my
That's
god!
fair. That's fair.
Oh my god!
No, Mac.
For Gauntlet Edition, we'll get right into the short and nitty gritty version. Gauntlet Edition is only one question instead of the usual 4. It's one shot to take it all. You get to explain your answer. Well, you get to give your answer, then 3 minutes to explain your answer, and then 5 minutes to grudge it out to, beat down your opponent's answer as much as you want while, trying to avoid the fist flying that are your opponent's words. And with that, again, welcome you to the gauntlet. Let's get this question underway. With the question being, what is the best Neo Geo game? Zach, we'll start with you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Puzzle Bobble.
Okay. Puzzle Bobble. Not bad. Scott?
Samurai Showdown 2.
Ooh. Sam Show. Okay. 2 completely different genres. One completely over the top system that barely anybody had, at least here in the US. All right. We can get 3 minutes on the clock, please.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Zach, tell us why Puzzle Bobble is the best Neo Geo game.
Weird without a bell. So, I believe Puzzle Bobble is the best simply because it has been replicated so many times afterwards. To basically that if there's a gap in the market for any time where there's no Puzzle Bobble, it seems to invent one, such as Snood or Bubble Witch, which is literally the same thing. But that's a very unusual place to be in, and to me, it's like that is a lasting legacy that people are still doing it. Plus, it's now making to 3D with a 3D version, which I do a VR version, which I do not understand why, but they made a VR Tetris, and if this is the next step, I am for that. Also, interesting enough, game not made by SNK, it's made by Taito, and was the original Taito version did not have stereo separation, but the Neo Geo version for the MVS systems did. So, if you do not know Puzzle Bobble, you'd probably recognize it if you saw it. Basically, you shoot shoot the bubble at the other bubbles. If they're the same color, it drops. If it's not, they get stuck. It's basically you play until you cannot fight them off anymore, like most puzzle games. So that's really all I got for it. Like, it's simple.
Okay. Okay. That's everything you have?
I mean, not that I don't want to throw it during the fight.
Fair enough. All right. 3 minutes back on the clock.
Yep.
And Scott, why is Sam Show 2 the best Neo Geo game?
It's one of the better fighting games to come out of that era. It took what like other fighting games were doing at the time, and it put in a weapon system which really hadn't been done before then. And the Samurai Showdown 2 improves upon what they did in the first one. It takes basically what was working in the first game and just makes everything better. This is the best Samurai Showdown game. It has a great cast of characters. It has all the original characters plus a bunch of new ones and some new bosses. The POW bar is improved so that now you can break through the enemy weapons. All of the backgrounds, the characters, they're all very detailed and colorful. There's some really great character animations, and like the translation, the taunting quotes between the fights can be pretty funny. And it really retained everything that was great about that first game and just made it better. It built upon it, and to the point where other games ended up copying this. And like even now today, copies of the game can be extremely expensive. I saw an unopened copy going for $15,000 on eBay. So it's a collector's item on top of that. I just think it's one of the better fighting games out of that era, and it gets a lot of praise, but I think it even deserves more than it gets. That's all I got for now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, both very solid arguments for your games. I'm impressed to see how this grudge match will go down. Can we get 5 minutes on the clock, please?
Yep.
All right. When you guys are ready, let's grudge.
I think, like you said, yeah, Puzzle Bobble it's a pretty simple game. Like it's fun for what it is. It's basically like a reverse Tetris. Like you said, it's Snood. It's a bunch of other different games. But I don't know if that would make it the best game for the Neo Geo. I think there needs to be a little bit more than just, it's a pretty simple color match game. It almost feels like a mini game in some other more complicated games, like a Mario Party or something like that. Just because it was replicated doesn't necessarily mean that like it's the best version of it.
It was replicated with financial success again and again, even under different names, and without any like people even realizing it was the same game.
Yeah, and like aspects of Samurai Showdown have showed up in other games as well.
I would also like to ask, what makes, like, you're saying yours is the best fighter on there, and I'm like, what makes it the best? Why wouldn't you pick 3? Why wouldn't you pick 4? Why wouldn't you pick one of the KOFs? Why not Gorilla Mark of the Worlds, which were
Samurai
old
Showdown?
Switch?
Sam Show 2 is just the best, like the best version of this game. It took everything that was working in the first one and it improved upon it to the point where, like, yeah, 3 and 4 they added new things, but it didn't. I don't necessarily know that it improved upon.
Here is one thing you can't deny about the Sam Show. It is a short game that gets you off your quarter in arcades fast. Like, it is a bad value if you are little Timmy at an arcade, you have a quarter. It's bad value. because the rounds are so much shorter than any other fighting game due to the way the damage system works.
Sure, I guess, but I mean, like, okay,
But and if we're talking Neo Geo, we're talking arcades. That's where they got like their money. And Puzzle Bobble was one that was played all over Japan for multiple decades. Samurai Showdown 2 was replaced by 3.
Puzzle Bobble, just because Puzzle Bobble was played by a lot of people doesn't mean it's the best game that Neo Geo made. It's just, it was a simple game. Anybody could play it. It's Tetris.
No. It's not the best game that they made. It's the best game on the platform.
But that's what that's the question, is the best Neo Geo game.
No, I know. I'm just saying there's a difference. SNK makes the games. Neo Geo is the system.
Okay.
I'm saying that accessibility does matter. And also, I've played both of these on an arcade cabinet. I can say one of them is easier to understand and does not take multiple hours. Like, the problem with Sam Show 2, and the reason it didn't do well outside of Japan, is we don't have the same arcade setup here in the US where you can actually fight people across from each other.
Yeah, Puzzle Bobble was easily replicated because it was such a simple game.
Exactly.
There wasn't a whole lot to it. It's just something that's easily adaptable. But I don't necessarily think that makes it the best game for Neo Geo. I think it's a simple enough game that enough people were able to access it.
You could say the same thing about Tetris.
Yeah, and I wouldn't argue that Tetris is the best game for anything.
Not Game Boy?
No.
Really?
Yeah, but we're not arguing that right now.
I'm not losing that. That's what I just heard. No, I don't see, like, here's the thing. Sam Show is incredibly complicated at the best of times. It is a great game for fighting game players. It is a terrible game for anybody else. That's what I feel. It's like, when I think SNK and Neo Geo and shit, I think the arcade and what was in the arcade was king. It was popular, like Puzzle Bobble was popular because you could stay on the machine longer than you could on the other ones because you're getting your ass kicked in Sam Show, more than likely. And people understood it, making it a great arcade title.
Yeah, but I think that's also what, like you said, that it's harder to beat. I think that gives it a lot more replay value. Like, people are going back to.
When we're talking about arcades though aren't about beating the game; they're about high score.
Sure, yeah, I guess.
Sam Show's about beating your opponent specifically too, and I'm saying that it did not have the same kind of, like, they even renamed Puzzle Bobble, gave it the name Bust-A-Move, and people in the US still bought it and gave it one of the worst covers of all time.
All right, guys, it's time.
Question: Can somebody pull up the Puzzle Bust-A-Move cover so we can all have that reference? That's a cover.
Bust-A-Move?
Bust-A-Move. See a face of a weird baby, you're there. Nobody knows what the fuck was going on there.
Aw, it was kind of cute though.
No, not that. Bust-A-Move. That's Puzzle Bobble.
Oh, Bust-A-Move?
Bust-A-Move. That was the US name for that version.
But that's the only thing that pops up. Are you looking, wait, you're saying babies?
Yep. Look.
This one?
No. What the? Okay, somebody has to know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know fucking Mac does.
I don't.
I know you don't. But I know. Where is it? It's in the fuck.
That's really the only thing that comes up when you type in Bust-A-Move.
I think the one you're thinking of Zach is super bust a move.
Okay. Super bust.
And potentially bust a move 2 for the PlayStation.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. What the fuck? It's still sold. It's sold. Like that.
I don't know what that has to do with puzzles or bobbling, but
Exactly. Exactly. But you respect it.
But
I respect
this is definitely some 1990s like.
Horrible. Yes.
That is definitely 1990s energy. Okay.
And not the good 90s, the bad 90s. All right. I just wanted to make sure we all have that reference because that reference is very specific.
Okay.
Shrink, do you have any questions?
I was gonna say, do you guys have any questions?
I don't. I have screaming children in the background, so I'm trying not to talk as little as possible. Mac picked the worst time of day for this right now.
Al, understandable. Al, do you have a question?
No, Mac woke me up from a nap to do this, so I'm it's already. I just nothing. I don't have any questions. I mean, it's a very interesting match. Zero, do you have anything?
Okay. Because both of these games first debuted on, at least to my knowledge, first debuted on Neo Geo. I'd have to, that would be a lot of research that probably we don't have much time for. So
I can stop you right there and tell you mine didn't debut. It debuted on the Taito 1 on the Taito 1 hardware, and then got transferred over to Neo Geo.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Prototype version.
Okay. Okay. Then I have a much better question then. If these games were only debuting now, like they were getting released within this year and not released when they were, how would you feel they'd hold up to the pressure of the entire gaming market being as it is? Because the best way I can kind of simplify that question is,
No, I understand. I understand the question. Do you, Scott?
Yeah, I think I get it.
Yeah.
okay, then yeah. So best simplification for our audience though is Puzzle Bobble didn't exist on the Neo Geo back in the 90s. Yeah, 90s, because Neo Geo was 90s. And Sam Show 2 didn't exist on Neo Geo back in the 90s. Instead, they're getting plopped down within the realm of today. How would they fare within the market? And we'll start with Zach.
I think it would fare very well because I would recommend it start on mobile, then maybe move over to Steam and then consoles. Because once you get a player base on mobile of a puzzle game, they more likely will play it on other things. Not to mention, it would just be that it is designed for that kind of enjoyment. It is a puzzle game and it's designed for the short increments you put into it. And if you could just have it in your hand doing it, it's a lot easier of a sell than trying to tell people that, oh, this is going to do really well on the fucking, like, goddamn PlayStation Store. I doubt that. I don't think it would. Like, even now, I think the Legacy is the only reason it has a modern game coming out for VR. But without that Legacy, I doubt that would make it to VR. It would probably start out as a mobile game and then get transferred over time. It'd probably do fairly well. Like, it wouldn't do cut the rope numbers, but it would still be pretty good.
Okay. And Scott?
Yeah, I think Sam Show 2 would do pretty well. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be called Sam Show 2 if it didn't exist. I mean, unless there was no other Sam Show. I guess it could exist. Yeah, it's like it could be seen as like a long-awaited sequel almost. So it even has more value in that sense because now people are nostalgic for this like retro style of gaming, and that plus the additions to the original game, I think people would get a kick out of that. I think that fighting games probably, similar to what Zach was saying, I think that it probably wouldn't be something that you'd find on like a PlayStation store. You'd probably find it on mobile first, and then maybe later it gets ported to consoles. I think more because it's a retro style game. If it were a more updated game, it might get onto the consoles right away. But I think ultimately it would be a fairly successful game.
Okay. Faith in each other's titles for surviving within this market if they were released today instead of back then, and being able to build a legacy.
Mhm.
All right. Owl, who do you think won?
I'm a bit confused because they did a remake of the samurai game like in 2000, like last year. like there's a whole, like you could buy it on a PlayStation store right now for PlayStation 4.
But it's also what we're saying is it's an already known entity though. Like,
yeah, the question, the way the question was being phrased is if it wasn't an already known entity being able to push millions of copies simply by being what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially a game that came out like 30 years ago. This is a sequel to it, I guess.
Right. I don't know. This was a difficult question. Well, it was a difficult answer because I don't feel like we're fighting apples and fighting apples to apples. It's like apples to cars. They're really good games. Like I would play. I have Puzzle Bobble on my phone, like to play it when I'm bored at work. And I would definitely play a fighting game like at home with my husband, or like online if I'm bored, like but for me at least, if I were to go to one of those arcade, underground arcade places where you pay one fee, you play games all day, every day, like I would probably play a fighting game for like 1 or 2 times against my husband, and then if we split off, I would play like a Puzzle Bobble or like a one of those games, because the rounds go so fast and they keep going, and it's just addictive. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Zach's game on this one.
Okay. Got one for Puzzle Bobble. All right, Trink, what do you think won?
Playability factor. Here's the fact of the matter is, fighting games aren't what they used to be anymore either. There's pretty much only a couple entities that do well anymore. And it's because their name that they do well. You don't see many people anymore talking about new fighting games as they come up. Even the new Soul Calibur didn't even do that well, which is saying something. That was a pretty popular entity and people weren't happy with it. So seriously, I playability, considering most people play puzzle games a lot more anymore. Fighting games just are a dying breed in this case. It's not something like Mortal Kombat. So, puzzle all the way.
Can I say I accept that point, but it physically hurts me?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm with you. I enjoy a good. Like I said, I wanted this new Soul Calibur to do well. It just it was lacking in weird places. It was.
Oh, no, I own it. I know. It's not good.
Well, I guess we're in a situation, doesn't matter what I say, so.
Say it anyway.
Well, going based on what I heard, but between the variable, center of the ring brawl that was the grudge match and your guys' arguments, Zach saying, Puzzle Bobble's the game that anybody can, pop a quarter into, or just pick up, play, and do well at. Whereas, and Sam Show being especially Sam Show 2 being a fighting game that pretty much almost like every fighting game that has come out seems to have done much better than its predecessor game, simply by improving and tweaking on things that were already laid down in the groundwork game. And this one definitely came down within the grudge itself, because there were a lot of things being, like, attacks being thrown and things being blocked. I mean, I'll be real, Zach. Zach, you did mostly dominate the grudge round, because there was barely a chance for Scott to talk, from what I remember. And Owl is right. This isn't exactly comparing apples to apples. This is definitely kind of like having to choose your favorite child type of deal.
Or apple juice to orange juice.
I mean, both of you guys aren't getting beat. Both of you guys beat your games to a bloody pulp anyway.
Zach definitely had the stronger argument.
Yes, but sometimes the stronger argument doesn't always mean the better argument.
Yeah.
It just means he had a lot more room to be versatile.
Scott, why did you let me win?
Why did I let you win?
I meant that in every way possible, goddammit. I am not convinced this isn't a prank on me. So
hey, you gotta fight again. I get to relax and just watch.
Fuck you. Damn it. Okay, Trick. This is how I won Gamer Grudge the first time. I don't try to do this. It just fucking happens.
This is payback for making me watch August Underground.
Damn it.
I feel like Mac is cackling in the background.
Oh,
He
yes.
probably is. Anyway, I will say on my own personal points before I pass down my unnecessary but needed judgment on who I feel won. I'm amazed neither of you two picked Metal Slug. I'm honestly amazed neither of you two picked it.
Never really played it.
Metal Slug is like Contra, but good. It's Contra,
That's
but
what
good.
I've seen from it. Like
It is. It is.
I'm a Contra guy.
I have played so much Metal Slug, I could not tell you which one I like more. Like that's a serious issue for me. Like I've marathoned those games in like chains, so it's like it's like you start to blur the lines.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I think this is going to have to be a clean sweep argument for Puzzle Ball.
I'm catching that out. Maybe we should replace Let's Get Ready to Rudge and Who's Ready to Hurt. Any thoughts?
Look. I'm just surprised to be here in the finals. I'm glad to be here in this last question because usually I don't even make it here. So fuck you, Zach. You're not demoralizing me today.
No, I was just thinking whether I should send you like a self-pity Emmy or something that you could make those speeches with.
I think what Mac is trying to say, he's like, I'm just happy to be here. He's like flipping a UC making it to the playoff. They're just happy to get the invite, whatever happens.
Yeah, I know,
happens.
right? Yeah.
All of his 5 faces are very happy to be here.
All right, so let's start.
So what's the question, Ms. Ashio?
Well, the question is, what is the best Pokemon game?
All right. So we gotta give out our answer. So who wants to start?
Zach, start.
Yeah, start Zach. Yeah, start Zach.
That answer, I need him to say that.
Yeah.
Channel.
You cut out a little bit. Your answer is Pokemon Channel.
I know. But
So Zach's answer, Pokemon Channel. Mac?
Oh, Pokemon X and Y.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon X and Y from Mac. Ryan?
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
All right. So we are going to start with Zach. I don't have the buzzer sound. So.
I got it. I've been keeping track of time. So, Zach, 3 minutes.
Ability to love years ago.
There we go. That'll work. My argument is there have been a fuck ton of Pokemon games, mostly RPGs with monsters, and you collect. This is not that. This is not that at all. This is an ARG experience that was used to test out the e-reader, which failed spectacularly in America and most of Japan. So, but it was an experiment in ARGs and how far we could go with them, which, if you think about, echoes into Pokemon on the phone and the ARG elements there. So they never gave up on it. I'm just saying Pokemon Channel is probably one of the more interesting games if you are into the ARG type scene at all. It has a very unique presence and a unique way of doing things. And I think that gives it a value that the other titles lack. Yeah.
Is that the end of your argument?
What?
You cut out. Was that the end of your argument?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Mac, you've also got 3 minutes. Tell us why Pokemon X and Y is the best Pokemon game.
This game is amazing. It has it has a great story. With it has a great story with AZ. But like it has a great story with AZ, the Pokemon trainer who is part of the war. Like I said, it talks about the Pokemon War. It gives you a more balanced story of it gives you a story about what's going on in the world of Pokemon. This is the first time where you get like an adult version of Pokemon for adults, and it gives you that like we're older people now, and this feels like a Pokemon for the older generation that grew up with Pokemon Red and Blue and all that. And the villains are good. The villains are actually scary. Like Team Flare is scary. They are actually scary. Their whole purpose is, look, if you're not like us, then we'll kill you. We're gonna kill you. Their whole purpose is to build a weapon, take the weapon that AZ created to destroy, to literally stop the war and use it on humanity to make them make the whole world just like them, basically expelling them. This game has its great story, but one thing I like about this game is its replayability. When you play the Elite Four, every time I play the Elite Four in this game, the AI somehow gets better. You just can't one hit kill all the Elite Four. It's very tough to beat them. And I like that about this game. It's tough to beat the Elite Four. And I understand that a lot of people it's something, but it's not like a win and kill. I like the game. It's interesting. The story is interesting. It's not goofy like other games. The Pokemon are very good. I remember I had my Vibration, which was awesome because each Pokemon represent each you got your fighter, your thief. Well, I don't know if it's the fighter or the thief, and you have your magician, which I chose, and I liked it. And it makes you go back every time. You can choose a different Pokemon, and you can fight for that different type of Pokemon that you wanted. And it's just, I like the story. The two things I like in my games that make things the best game: story, gameplay, and replayability, and it has all these three. While the others, barring one, has two of those things. This one has all three, and I like that about this game. And it has any Pokemon fan will go back and say, I can play this game over and over and over again. I literally got it on my Game Boy, and I play it. You can look at it. I literally have my Game Boy right here. I have it on here.
All right, that's time.
It's on my Game Boy.
Cool, Mac. Cool.
That is time.
So Mac was fighting for X and Y. Ryan, you are fighting for yellow and silver?
Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Okay.
He's about to blunderbuss into oblivion. I saw him laughing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ryan, tell us why Heart and Gold is the best game.
Yeah. So Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver was the remake of the Generation 2 games. Gold and Silver, the first sequels. So they served a purpose as the first remake to actually take the original game and elevate it in a way that was satisfying, because it fixed a lot of the problems of the original game. Whereas the first time Pokemon remade a game, which was Fire Red and Leaf Green, they didn't really address a lot of the issues that were, there's always, with each new generation of Pokemon, there's always basic life maintenance improvements, but then there are parts of the game that when the game gets remade, you hope that they're going to fix those things. They didn't do that. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver did that. It is the last game that has been released to have a compelling rival, because I don't understand Game Freak's mentality of creating baby rivals. It bugs the crap out of me. It bugs the crap out of a lot of fans. A rival who is just there to be a whipping boy. Heart Gold, Soul Silver didn't do that. It was actually revealed to be Giovanni's kid. who was your rival throughout the game, so that made it compelling. One of the best features they ever released in a Pokemon game, that every time a new Pokemon game comes out, the fans are clamoring for it, which is Pokemon following you. This also was the generation where they introduced the Wi-Fi capabilities to the Pokemon main series games, and that was great because it was always about catching them all and trading with people. But before that, you had the limitations of link cables and having to know somebody. With the Wi-Fi network, it allowed you to trade with people around the world to really help spread the influence of the game. And it follows a very basic method with its story, which is keep it simple, stupid. You're just a kid on a journey. You run into some bad guys who are trying to, get up to no good. It doesn't overcomplicate it. It doesn't have a doomsday weapon. It's just really simple. It's also not trying to be experimental, where it's not totally veering away from what makes Pokemon good. And it's more than just a little TV show minigame. So there's so much good about it. It is the most replayable Pokemon game to this day. The game's been out for over 10 years, and I still have played it more than any other Pokemon game. And I know I've played it more than any game Mac has played Pokemon-wise. So Mac talks about replayability. We're going to get into why that's a load of shit. That's it for me.
Okay. All right. So I have 5 minutes on the clock. You guys get 5 minutes to tear each other up, keep it above the belt. You can attack each other's arguments. You cannot attack the person. So we would like to see blood. Otherwise, so go.
So much blood.
I hate to say it to you, but your Snyderverse adult fucking Pokemon exists. It's called Strokemon. It's porno. Congratulations, Mac.
See, no, that's fucked up, Zach. You don't need to bring up something that has nothing to do with the games. That's just hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, and he obviously chose the most boring game. I mean, why do we want to play Pokemon Pets?
Because that's the original concept of Pokemon being your pets, being your friends. Like
no, the original concept of Pokemon was to capture bugs and to battle them, not to watch a TV show on a GameCube.
Pokemon. No, but it's to make friends with your bugs, with your collection, with your. And like they're saying, people want the Pokemon following them around. That's what everybody wants. This is an attempt at fulfilling that before the technology is ready.
Okay, Pokemon Sun and Moon lets you do half of that. Half of what your game could do, and it did even better.
Interacts with e-reader?
No, nobody gives a shit about the e-reader.
Nobody gives a shit about that. Yeah,
the e-reader is a waste of time. Just here's the thing: out of all the Pokemon games Zach could have went with, I've played them all except this one. There is a reason that somebody who has played Pokemon since its inception skipped something. I have a GameCube. I could easily look for it. I'm not going to spend money on it. It's not a game. That's why, for me, Zach's answer is irrelevant. It's not a real game. It's a fake game.
Absolutely a real game. You are interacting with it to figure out its functions. How is that not a basic function of a game?
You didn't describe gameplay. You didn't get into any of the gameplay. You just talk about
gameplay experimental. That's because the gameplay is in your head.
Why didn't you pick Pokemon trading card game if you wanted to do it?
If I gave you a book of riddles, I consider it a game.
Pokemon trading card game is better than your game. I'm telling you.
Now let's get to this bullcrap that Mac's talking about, how X and Y is the most replayable. It is not the most replayable. It has one of the worst team villains in all Pokemon because they are Team Flare and their goal is to make everything beautiful. That is the silliest bullshit I have ever seen. Okay,
so yours is Team Rocket. What is Team Rocket?
Every team since then has tried to copy Team Rocket.
What is Team? Ask me this. What is Team Rocket's goal?
To make money. It's not overcomplicating it. This is Pokemon.
But what is their goal?
You need to keep it simple.
What is their goal? Are they scary? That's my point.
Team Flare isn't scary. They wear red and they have stupid wigs.
I find capitalist scarier than people, you know, just.
Zach, your game sucks. Look.
There's nothing. Okay.
You can yell at mine. He doesn't. Ryan doesn't actually have any legit reasons to hate Mike. He hasn't played it, so he doesn't actually know. This he's familiar with.
If we're gonna keep games simple,
But he is intimately familiar with yours and yours' problems.
If gaming is so simplistic, why are people playing why are they playing games like harder games than what we've seen? We're seeing kids play Apex and all these other games.
I would also like to remind you that
we're gonna move away from Pokemon Channel. This is a waste of time. I think that's his whole goal. Zach's whole goal.
Also, what about the mini games? What about the mini games, Ryan? Let's talk about the mini games. Let's talk about
mini
them.
Games.
The mini games where you got to literally get a ribbon. The ribbon games.
Who gives a shit about the ribbon games? Those games are boring.
Part of your game. What is the difference between your game and Pokemon Silver and Gold? Which I admit is a good game. There's no difference. It's just a reskin, remodel game where
that is
about mine the most original. You made my point for me, Mac. Thank you. Every other Pokemon game is a fucking reskin.
All right, that's it.
That's not true.
Originality doesn't matter.
You wanted to pick something. Why didn't you pick Hey You Pikachu or Eevee? Because that's basically another game that you.
If you're gonna pick an experimental game,
other games
why
you
did you
could
pick
pick
one of
better? Huh?
You picked the one that's. I just. Let's move on.
Let's
falling for Zach's trap.
Trolling the shit out of this.
Yeah, that's why he's got that stupid thing up on his screen.
Yeah, he's trying to distract us. We're the real ones fighting.
Okay, so Team Flare is not scary.
So is Team Rocket.
You brought up the game that has the worst.
They want to kill the whole world. Also, the ending. Tell me you don't cry at the ending. You cry when no one sells. You just cry when
guess what? He's a character.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We got into it.
Fine. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Fight.
So was that time, right? Was that the time?
That was time.
Okay, I figured because I was like.
Wait time.
See, I wish I could have had this for Eric because Zach. I know he was. It took me a minute to realize what he was doing with this freaking screen. And it's like, oh, he's just trolling us.
No, this is legit the screen I had up for the entire Maximum Overdrive review today.
Ryan's trying to tell you Zach is trolling us. Leave him alone.
No, if I was trolling you, I would have put up General Mugmug. This is a troll. This is General Mugmug. He has a lightsaber, AO-15, a horse, and a fez. Okay, that's a troll. This is me getting bored and slightly stoned while adjusting settings.
All right, let's a judge
I'm gonna
talk.
give it my all.
Let's let the judge let's say what they need to say.
Pistachio, do you have any questions?
Yeah. I am curious because Zach, your argument was very short. So why is your game better? Like, I'm very confused why you think your game is better. Your argument was like this big.
The argument is it actually tried to fulfill on the end of Pokemon that is trying to create a small friend for you. Like, it actually attempted that.
All right, so like a pet.
Yeah, no, it's a V-Pet. Absolutely, it's a V-Pet mixed with an e-reader, mixed with the GameCube.
Can we talk about?
All
I wish
right.
I forgot one more point. I wish I could kill you on this point.
Sorry, Mac. No more
It's okay.
time.
Give Ryan an aneurysm. And if
I have one point I forgot to pick up, and it would have killed it. And I was like, damn it.
Also, can we implement like aneurysm clauses in fucking insurance policies. So if you give someone an aneurysm, they have to give you money. Because that'd be great. I can do that for a living.
I don't think Zach has the money to get insurance.
Zach, if you can give me an aneurysm right now, okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I can use the money.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Honestly, the problem is I don't know you guys like I know Mac yet, and how I have been able to know Ryan over the years now. You guys will be there eventually.
I'm just mad I didn't think of that point. It didn't mean you won. I just didn't get that point out. I'm just upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not mad.
Fake it till you make it, Mac.
Look, if Ryan wins, I'm cool. As long as you don't win, I'm happy. If you win, me and Brian will both lose our shit.
Flip a table over.
I will flip.
Sorry, I'm just looking up the last couple of questions that I had, or last couple of facts that I had, and then I'll
Got a question for me and Ryan?
Mustachio?
What, me? Huh?
Do you have any questions for the group, like overall?
I want to talk about, like, what is it? In Pokemon Fire.
Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Fire Red.
Yeah.
Actually, no. No, I'm like pretty okay with the fact checking over here.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. Hello. Check.
Yeah, I'm here. It was
Okay.
just there was one more thing that I was trying to look up.
Brian, besides, I'm just gonna ignore Zach. Good fight, man.
Yeah, Zach just
trying to, yeah.
Well, no, because Zach,
you were trying to have a serious.
Well, no,
Zach hates Pokemon.
No, here's the thing. Zach's argument is rooted in if you're trying to be if you're going for something original that deserves points. Where I'm not of that mindset. If you're trying to be original and you fail at everything else, being original to me doesn't matter. Like, I just don't care. Like,
as a Pokemon lover, I agree with you, Ryan. Zach,
like,
I'm sorry, you
like
didn't
right
have
now, like for example, the game that's about to come out, Pokemon Arceus. It looks it looks like it's original for Pokemon, and that's why I'm excited about it. And there's still gameplay mechanics. Could it be bad? Yeah, I hope not, but it could be, but I'm hoping it's not. Whereas nobody could look at Pokemon Channel and say that wasn't a failure. Like, no.
Pokemon Channel, I am a Pokemon player. Pokemon Channel, I'm sorry. I've never heard of it. It was not decent enough to be heard about.
Can I say one thing?
If it's an argument, no.
You need subtitles, damn it. Subtitles to understand the fucking Pokemon. You had to hear him say Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet.
Okay, all right. I got some things. So there was an argument about what the goals were for Team Rocket versus Team Flare. So the goal for Team Rocket was obtaining rare and powerful Pokemon to take over the world.
Yeah.
The goal for Team Flare was to create a
I had to Google it because I wasn't sure, and I'm like, wow, that's silly.
Yes, the goal for Team Flare is to create a beautiful and better world while making money and eliminating anyone that doesn't adhere to their own standards.
That's scary.
So silly.
It was
scary. So I just heard like pretty tankies. That's what I got out of that.
Straight up.
You not play Pokemon. you're looking.
No, apparently Crater Lion, I got it in one.
My point, the reason I want to say nothing, because if I tell you what they do, it spoils the game, and I really want people to play the game because it's actually scary and it's actually good.
Well, the only reason I brought it up was because I think it was Mac who was.
Yeah, no, it's fair to bring up.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Mac was the one trying to make an argument that a game made for kids is scary, and it's like nothing they did in that game was scary. They were very
no, that was scary. They were going to end the world. They didn't give a fuck. Damn it! I did my fuck.
Also, I did have to look this up, but the replayability in Pokemon X and Y, yes, you can play the Elite Four multiple times, but the levels are the same. It doesn't. The AI doesn't change. It doesn't get harder.
Nope.
No. I'm saying their game. No, I'm not saying that their level get hard. What I'm arguing is it's not. I know their level never changed. You just can't one hit kill them like you did in other games.
Yes, you can.
You got to strategize.
Yes, you can, Mac. Yes, you can. I promise you.
That every time they at least eliminate 2 of my Pokemon every time.
Hang on, because I did
the one hit kill them.
I did write this down word from word, Mac. You said its replayability is good because the AI gets better. It gets tougher the more you play it.
That's my fault. I meant to say that's my fault, and I didn't take that into accountability. That's my fault. If I lose on that point, I didn't. That's my fault, and I understand that.
So, and then
I ain't gonna bitch about that.
The other thing that I did want to point out is, Ryan, you said that Heart Gold and Silver was the first to do Wi-Fi capability.
Well, no, I said it was part of the generation that introduced the Wi-Fi. That was released with Diamond and Pearl. So they're all in that umbrella because Pokemon's weird. Like, even though
they did Yellow online.
They did do Yellow. They did.
How?
They did.
Yeah,
How
they
did. Do that?
They did a Yellow online if you download the ROM.
Oh well, that's the ROM. That's not like an official release.
I played it. I was a fisherman.
I get that, but from Nintendo, Nintendo's never released a Pokemon game as a ROM. They hate them. Nintendo,
which is very funny considering you can find them stealing ROMs of their own games and putting it in collections.
Right.
Oh no, trust me, we could talk for hours about how shady Nintendo is.
I know. But I don't know why I know more about Game Freak as a company than I know about any of the games. I'm gonna be honest.
It's called Demonoid, but okay.
So that's all the facts that I have. I had to go deep into the Bubble Wikipedia.
Zach is like, what is this?
No, I had to look up. I've been on Owl's end. Owl, imagine you care nothing about Pokemon. Now do that twice a year for every year.
You know what?
Wow.
If I lose and Zach is just upset, I am happy. So fuck you, Zach.
I don't think Zach's gonna be upset about this though. Like Zach was clearly having fun from the get-go.
Yeah, no, I watched exactly what I wanted to happen.
Ryan, let me be honest with you. Zach's whole reason is to make me lose, and I don't care if I lose as long as he don't.
No, I think Zach's main goal was to get us riled up, and he succeeded.
Pokemon speaking channel.
There was like 10 seconds of me just not hearing shit. It was just shit words just going by.
I think that was 100% his goal.
So I'd like to have you guys remember, it's not the correct answer that wins. It's the best
debate.
That's true.
Remember.
This is why I knew your strategy, and I literally was like, I know what you're doing, you motherfucker. That's the reason I literally was telling around. Ignore him, let's argue. Ignore him. I know what he's doing. And he was laughing because I knew what he was doing.
I will leak this DM out. I literally said, if I'm going down, I'm drowning you in your own tears, and that is real.
I want to vote first.
All right, go for it, Mustachio.
All right, Zach, your argument was very short, and I'm sorry you didn't put a lot of details into why your game was best. So Gotta say no to you. Mac, I agree with you on so many levels, but
There.
the playability of your game being playable again and again loses to Ryan, because I have played Silver twice and I think it's fantastic. You can catch many different Pokemon. It is so good. So I'm gonna go with Ryan. And Mac, great argument. Zach, nah, work on
Hey,
it.
I'll take it. Hey, as long as you like gonna at least try to at least play X and Y, I'm happy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Like,
happy
you
about
had a
that.
great
I'm happy.
argument.
X and
You
Y
really
is-
did. But
X and Y is
Ryan
such a
won.
good game.
No, it felt like a honestly, it felt like a curveball when I saw Max answer in the messages. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm trying to think like, what is he trying to do? Because like, I'll let Al say her bit. Before
Yeah. You probably won.
The game that I played the most. Sapphire was the game that I probably played to death. And I still have it. I still have my original pink Game Boy Advance.
You had a pink one?
I had a pink one. It was the see-through plastic too.
Oh,
Yeah.
the atomic.
That's good.
So I will give Zach props for creativity, because I've never heard of Pokemon channel, and I had to look it up when I saw the answers, and I'm like,
Yeah, me too.
okay. And I do appreciate the arguments. It's new. All the Pokemons are RPGs, and this is an ARG, which I also had to Google.
Yeah.
And being the uniqueness and everything, I totally agree. Yes, it's unique, but I don't know if the argument towards it being a good, like the best game, really won it over. I did play Pokemon X and Y, and no. No, just no.
X was okay, but like not great.
It was so easy. Like I
Hey,
remember
that's
spending-
why, Max, when he talked about the hardness, I was like, this is bullshit.
I didn't say hard. I was saying it's fun. I love playing X and Y. I'm just saying X and Y.
Man, why are you talking about Pokemon and how hard they are again? We had this discussion.
Zach, why you gotta be so
In this
toxic?
argument, you're dead last.
Oh, I'm not dead last. I'm winning, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Zach, you're so toxic.
I'm winning.
Zach is winning at life.
Yeah, you just want to troll
Pokemon
us.
X and Y was one of those games where we picked up, like my husband and I played it together, and because we were like, Pokemon is going to be 100+ RPG game, because you got to grind, you got to put the hours into it. We beat Pokemon in like 10 hours. Like there's less than that. Like it was very, So I think from an argument standpoint, Ryan, I'm going to give it to Ryan as well.
Yep.
Fair.
I didn't even get into the fact that that was the first game to introduce the experience share that was on all the time. They give it to you at an early point in the game, which, yeah, I get it. You know, some people don't want to grind, but I think grinding's part of
I'm
the
so
fun.
glad you
You
didn't
have
bring
to.
up the Poke Top, whatever it is, that Poke
Well,
thing.
also, I wanted to get into the fact that game, Pokemon X and Y, was the first one to introduce 5 flipping rivals, and they're all like, I'm trying not to say something politically incorrect.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
They're so
I had nothing
fantastic.
for that. I was
They
like,
are
I
so
knew I was
bad.
that. I was like, I have nothing for that. I understand they got 5 fucking rivals, and I hated that. And I was like, that's the only thing.
And none
I
of them
hate
are
about
good.
X and Y.
None of them are good.
That's the only thing I hate about it. I was like, why do we have so many rivals? But you gotta admit,
yeah.
the story is good though. The
If we
story
didn't
is
have to
good.
waste our time on Pokemon Channel, we also could have talked about the fact that the games did so poorly, they scrapped X or Z to move on to Sun and Moon. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to clarify. I know exactly how horrible this game is. This
Yeah,
is
I
how
know.
I feel about the entire
You
Pokemon
hate
series.
I know, man.
So-
I know.
So we know you hate Pokemon. We know how much you
No,
hate it.
but-
We know
You see, the key was to say things just true enough to get you angry. And it worked.
Actually, you didn't get me angry. If you're
Got me angry, you fucking know you
fine.
did.
Zach, this is why you lost.
I'm just surprised you put Zach in this. Like, why did Zach get put up into this Pokemon?
Because he
question?
somehow won the last round.
Hey, he won the last round.
Yes, I, with another answer I was half-heartedly doing, actually beat Scott to paste. Okay?
All right.
All right. So what happens now, Mac? Tell me what happens for winning, because I don't know what's going on. I just show up.
Congratulations.
Ryan!
Congratulations, you win nothing.
Nothing.
You get nothing.
I just love the idea.
Nah.
You open this box, nothing.
Nothing. It's the best thing that you want. It's like
an episode of Metal Octopus.
Oh yeah.
You win.
No, but seriously, you win. Okay. No, but you win the source code. A source code.
Explain it to the audience and me.
Okay, a source code will allow you to challenge your champ at any time, any point, any time that he's on the show. Also, this season, seeing season 10 is really, I want to get season 10 a little bit chaotic. This particular source code will last 2 seasons. Not only will it last 2 seasons, this particular source code is so special, seeing that you're that this is a championship type of thing. The source code is going even further than that. If the champ is on any live episode of a game fixer film show, if it's live, you can challenge him.
Did you make that rule just so I could show up on your fucking other show?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely. You know, I know, I'm a damn genius. So get this. So shut the fuck up.
Show. Did you
See the
monster
genius.
little monsters?
All the geniuses are bad fool.
That's why Mac was saying he knew he was gonna lose. He wanted me to win.
Because if I was on the show, I could straight challenge him anywhere I want. So it would be boring. I don't want to win. Why the fuck do I need to win the source code? What the fuck? I never win the championship. Who the fuck thought I was gonna win? I get fucked every
No
time.
one.
You're gonna make yourself cry at this point.
They always try to find a way to make me lose.
Mac is gonna when we get done, he's gonna turn around and look at that world championship banner to make himself feel better.
Mac, I love you, but Ryan, you win.
Yeah.
Damn it. That world champion banner ain't going nowhere, motherfucker.
We got Ryan angry, but we broke Mac. Interesting.
No, I ain't break me.
Seems
But yeah,
like
but now seriously, that's what it does. So you can challenge your champ on any show. So if John shows up on GF1 Sports, the GF1 podcast, if he shows up on Gamer Grudge, you will just, all you gotta do is just tell me or me or Zach. Yeah. Or anybody that's on the show, tell them, and I'll make sure, or just basically tell me, because I'll probably be filming the show, because I'll probably do it. Tell me, I'll get you in there, I'll tell the whole game, and we'll get you on the show, and just surprise them, and we'll challenge them for a 1-question round, which will be done.
Where neither of us will know it, right? Like,
yeah, it's basically a PvP round. That's the whole point.
Cool.
It's a PvP.
All right.
So you got 2 seasons of this motherfucker to use that thing.
All right. I mean,
you want to use that belt. You want to get that belt back. I understand. Also, I want to let you know, people, that we will have another source code up. We're going to have 2 source codes in this season up for grabs. But this is going to be crazy. Yes, I know. Have you ever heard of Too Many in the Banks? Fuck you, W.
Heard of Too Many Cooks.
Oh no!
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
We have too many.
All right, Mustachio, how about you end this business over here?
This has been
It's been one of the
Well,
silliest Saturdays I've had in a while. Let's just say that.
thank
no,
you.
it's not a Saturday, damn it. We've been filming this episode all the way through. Don't fool them.
The audience won't know. Calm down.
Today is December. Today is December 31st, and we are filming this in 2021.
Welcome
No,
to
you're right.
December
There we go.
31st.
It's December. We're just filming this. Like, guys, I just got up from drinking water, and we filmed this.
Welcome to
How would-
December 31st.
What would
Ryan
happen to the
has
Gregorian calendar if the sun like disappeared? Out of curiosity, does anyone know how that would work?
Zach, let the judge talk, and then we'll talk about whatever you're talking about.
Zach, you're arrested. Okay. You handcuffed. You're under arrest. Zach, shut up. Welcome to December 31st. Ryan just won the Pokemon episode of Gamer Grudge. He just kicked some patootie. So, patootie. Thank you so much for watching. And here's our host, Mac.
Hi, how's it going?
I guess that's all he has to say. Let's
No,
see
no,
some
what you want me to
plugs.
say? I already said what I had to say a while ago. I'm done.
Are we doing plugs on this one, or are we going to do plugs on a different one?
We can yeah, we can
already
edit
did our
in.
plugs on all of them, didn't we?
Yeah, so we
I'm
can
sure
edit.
Let's not worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So why? Okay, question. Why is this our?
Zach, look at your phone. There you go. That's the Riddler. Okay. Who's next?
I've seen the picture of the Riddler.
We are all saying goodbye and waving bye-bye.
All right, goodbye, people. We'll see you next time.
bye, bye, bye.
Okay, where's the fucking button? Okay, there we go.